Yo, what is up you guys? Welcome back to the Latvian Exotics YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking Bentley, and to be more specific, the Bentley Continental GT. But before we do that, I urge you to go down there, click that like and that subscribe button, 1, to push my videos out to the YouTube algorithm, and number 2, to join me on the road to 10,000 subscribers, which we are aiming to hit by the end of the year. If you want to do that, that would be very much appreciated, but if not, then that's fine as well. And with that being said, let's get right into the specs of the Bentley Continental GT. So just to clarify a little bit, we're going to hop in the Bentley configurator real quick. You can see here there's the Continental GT, then there's the GT Coupe. We're going to select the GT, but there are also multiple variants of it, right? There's the Mulliner, the GT Speed, the GTS, the Azure, and the Continental GT itself. We're going to be picking the Continental GT Mulliner because it's the luxury variant of all the cars. The Continental GT Speed is like a touring sports car, then the GTS, that's a more sportier race type car, and the Azure is meant more for traveling, and then last but not least, the Continental GT itself, which is the middle ground for all of these cars combined. But we are going to be sticking with the Mulliner because I enjoy absolute luxury, and I want to show you the finest that Bentley has to offer within their cars. But with that little clarification out of the way, let me hop right back in and get into the specs of the Bentley Continental GT Mulliner. The Bentley Continental GT Mulliner comes with 2 types of engines. Number 1, the smaller engine, believe it or not, it's a 4-liter twin-turbo V8, producing 542 horsepower with a whopping 770 Newton meters of torque, with a top speed of 318 kilometers per hour and an acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers in just 3.9 seconds. And then we also have the Big Daddy engine, which is the 6-liter twin-turbo W12. And a fun fact about the engine, Bentley stated that they want to discontinue the W12s within their cars by April 2024, which I do not believe that they will manage to do, but if they will, it'll be pretty sad. And what that means is that this is the last year to buy, well, any W12 car from Bentley if you want it brand new. So if you've been dwelling on doing that, hop on the opportunity. And another thing that they stated was they want to go full electric by 2030, which kind of scares me a little bit. It just doesn't make sense that the luxury gas guzzler of a Bentley would be electric, at least to me personally. They've been producing these engines for more than 20 years, and they have made more than 100,000 engines, so imagine the pollution that they have brought to the world. But I guess that's a little side rant. Let's get right back into the specs of the engine itself. It produces 650 brake horsepower with, get this, 900 Newton meters of torque. I don't know who would ever need that, but if you want a Bentley with a W12, that is exactly what you will get. And it also has a top speed of 335 kilometers per hour. Like anyone would ever be hitting that top speed, but if you fancy, it has that. And it also accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in right around 3.5 seconds, which makes it a ridiculously fast luxury, sports, and comfort car. And as you can imagine, with that huge W12, it's not the lightest car in the world, coming in at 2,245 kilograms, but that engine is ridiculously powerful, so it can haul it around really, really well. As you would imagine, it is a GT and it is a 2-door car, but there are seats in the rear, and you might be surprised, but they are actually relatively spacious. So similar to the Lexus LC500, while practicality might be sort of an issue, it won't be as big of an issue if you were driving a Lamborghini or a McLaren per se. And if you're looking for fuel economy here, you won't find it because even the little 4-liter twin-turbo V8, it has a combined fuel economy of 12.1 liters per 100 kilometers. And if you're looking at the W12, it would be a little bit worse, coming in at 13.7 liters per 100 kilometers. But if you've come so far to buy a Continental GT, I would say just put in the W12. That's my humble opinion. But with this little specs part of the way, let's get right into the configuration of the Bentley Continental GT Mulliner. We are right back where we left off in the configurator, and we're going to be picking the Continental GT Mulliner as we spoke before. Here are both the engines that I talked about. Here's the little quote-unquote twin-turbo V8, and then here's the twin-turbo W12. We are going to be picking the W12 because it's just a mental engine. Look at that thing. And if I'm getting myself a Bentley, I am getting the W12 no matter what. It's the last production year of this engine anyway, so why not treat yourself? Let's continue on with the W12 here. Then after you choose the engine, Bentley gives you these 4 presets. If you don't know what kind of car you maybe want, you can click on some of these, see how they look. They have the exterior paint, wheels, and interior, and a little bit of a description of the car. You can just pick one of these as a car that you want, or you can just use it as a base for the car that you're going to be speccing from this point on. From these 4 options, I like the Cambric the best, and when I get into the paints of the Bentley, I'll show you all the colors that it has, but this is by far one of my favorites, so I'm going to select this for right now, and let's see what we have in the configurator here. We just moved out of this first Bentley Suggest part where we had those configurations set up for us. Now we have the hand of drive. I'm not a UK fellow, and I'm not an Australian fellow either, but hello to all the people in the UK and Australia. We're going to go left-hand drive here, which is the golden standard here in Europe. Fun fact, people will look at you like you're mental if you drive a right-hand drive car in Latvia, and plus the value of the car is very low. I'm a little bit into old wealth cars, so I sometimes check the prices of Porsche Boxsters, something like the 2000 models, and usually in Latvia the refurbished refurbished ones go for some like 12,000. Those are like the higher packages. You can find ones for like 8, 7 or something. I saw one going for 4 and I was very intrigued. I was like, does this car have some critical engine failure or something else? But no, it was just a right-hand drive car and that's why the price was very low. But all right, that's beside the point. Let's continue on to the paints. What I absolutely love about Bentley is that within their configuration, under all the stuff that they provide for the car, they have these information buttons and then they show, well, in this case, the paint, and then they give a slight description of what you are getting. It helps me understand what I'm buying with the car. So that's really helpful. Hats off to you, Bentley, for doing that. But beside that, you can see there are so many color options. You can choose between many blacks, blues, golds, oranges, greens, reds, purples, everything. They have everything your heart might desire. Let's check out the green. I haven't actually checked out the green. Apple green? Do you like the apple green? I kind of like it. I've seen this on a bunch of Macans. It looks super good. It's probably a bit of a different hue on this car, but the idea, I love how this paint looks in real life. You can also get it in gold. The gold is absolutely mad, but you know what? There was this one purple that I really, really liked on it. Not this one. This one's a bit too dark, but the other one, it was somewhere in here. The Tanzanite purple look, it becomes a bit lighter. I feel like it's kind of stealthy, but at the same time, it pops. And with that, we're gonna move on to the wheels because these chrome wheels aren't acceptable and we gotta change them out for something different. But another super cool feature that Bentley has in their configurator is that at any point in time, you can scroll through all the angles of your car with the exterior, including the interior as well here. So you can go over it, review what you have done, and understand if what you have done satisfies your taste. We'll go back to the first screen where the car was originally, and we will slap on the black rims. And we went into the thing that we love the most, interior conflicts, but here it just says to remove the silver mirrors. I don't like silver trim anyway, so get those mirrors out of here. Oh, and the car with the black trim, that looks sick. That just gave the car a whole new look. It looks so aggressive now. Boy, let's check out these Mulliner wheels. Where are they? What's the difference from the originals? I guess just the hue of the middle. No, we're gonna stick with the black rims because they are mental. Let me contain myself. Let's move on to the hide or the leather. So here in hide, it has these 4 options. Bentley's come as standard with 2-tone interior. You can make it non-2-tone by selecting the same tones on the hide, but I don't think that's fun. If you're getting the Bentley, you gotta get the 2-tone. It's so iconic. Here on the bottom, you can see there is a color split option, which gives you various options for the 2 tones that you can get within the car. One of my favorites is this flare. You also have the option, if you want to, you can go to the main hide. You can select the primary color, which will be the front of the seats. It doesn't really like working with me and it has a lot of interior conflicts, but I guess that could be because it doesn't want me to create an ugly car and that's not a good image for Bentley. But let's just say you chose this as your main color. But here you can go in and choose the color of the back of the seats and the side of the doors, a secondary hide as you will. I'll choose that color for instance, and hopefully there will be no interior conflict. Let's see. You could have an interior like this, and then you have the option to change the colors of the logos on the headrests. You can per se get this golden one. For me myself, since we have a purple Bentley, we have the red calipers, we have the black wheels, it'll only make sense for me to go with a dark and red interior color combination. I'm not going to put myself too deep into the interior conflicts and all that stuff, and I'm just going to take a preset, which is the flare. I think it looks absolutely amazing. We're going to stick with that. We're going to move on to the veneer portion. And in the veneer portion, you can see the grand black with diamond milled console. So basically what that is, it has these diamond patterns on your center console. It also adds this clock right here, making your Bentley even more luxurious and timeless. And by the way, it also adds this fancy Bentley Mulliner logo on your car and this little cute bee on the side of the doors, I believe. It's a little thing, but it's super neat. I'll leave that on there. I would like to have that in the car. Let's move on to the interior details, which there are quite a few. So here we can select the door trims and the lower side of the dash to be in the same color as the main hide is. Let's see how that looks and decide if we like it or not. Oh, I do like the red interior. I think I'll stick with that. We also have the semi-aniline leather to the seats and the door inserts, which I don't think I'll really need. We can get contrasting seat belts, which means that they should be red. Is that better or worse? Is that really contrasting though, since it's the same color as the main hide? Something that I just noticed that I didn't think of before is that the interior of the car is actually matching with my suit. That's pretty cool. But I'm gonna leave these seat belts to be the red. I kind of like the red better than the black. Let's continue on to the embroidered emblems. Over here, you can choose if you want to have the Mulliner or the Bentley logo embroidered on your seats. Let's see how that looks first, and then I'll decide whether I want the Mulliner or the Bentley. I think the Bentley one is more classic. I'm gonna leave the Bentley one. Let's check what they got for steering wheel and driver controls. In fancy terms, the car has a heated, duo-tone, 3-spoke, high trim steering wheel, which is fancy talk for a steering wheel that has 2 types of colors of leather. It's heated. We can also get it to have indented hide. I will have the steering wheel with the indented hide. I like how that looks. And plus, it comes with the sports pedals as standard, which I would expect because the Mulliner package is the most expensive package, but it's still super cool, and I really like how the pedals look. It has an nice B on the pedals right here, and then that machined aluminum on there. But I think we went through that pretty well. Let's move on to the optional equipment and see what they've got in store for us over there. So we're starting off with the touring specification. It comes with the Mulliner as standard. Those are basically all the convenience features that you might need. I'll pop it up for you right here. Here's a very detailed list of what it includes. It has lane assists, night vision, head-up display, and all the stuff to just make you comfortable while driving in a car. I haven't seen a car with night assist. It detects that there's an animal on the road and actually warns you that there is one during the night, which is absolutely insane in my opinion. Sounds like an attack helicopter flew past my house. But getting back into it, also has the Mulliner Blackline specification, which comes standard since we have the Mulliner package. Within the Blackline Mulliner package, it has all these bits and bobs. Basically, it just replaces all the silver trim parts with their black counterparts, making the car look way more lethal than it did before. And I absolutely love that. Moving on, we have the Diamond Knurling specification. It gives this fancy diamond pattern around your vents and on the buttons that you have in your car. Plus, I love this iconic Bentley button. It's just so satisfying to press when it goes in. It's like, it's a little detail, but it's cool to have, so I will add it as well. And then we also have the smoker specification, which we will not add because smoking is bad. Don't do it. All right, moving on. Vehicle dynamics. We've got carbon ceramics, and you can choose the color of your calipers. I will add the carbon ceramics right here. If you have a car with 650 horsepower and 900 foot-pounds of torque, you better want something that can stop those 2,200 kilograms from hurling into a wall, which is these carbon ceramic brakes. Let's move on to the exterior bit. Then the diamond pattern on the front grille, which comes as standard on the Mulliner package, if I could get to it so I could show you how it looks. Right there, diamond grille. In my opinion, one of the most lethal grills that a car could have. I feel like they have a prestige and a history behind them, so that's why I really, really love these diamond type grills. We have a panoramic glass roof, and it comes as standard, so we don't even have to select it. That's amazing. We have the LED welcome lights on the side of the doors. In my opinion, a pretty useless feature for cars. I think it makes them seem kind of cheap because I've seen all these AliExpress options and people just mocking these things. So I don't really know if I like the logo shining on the ground or not, but if it comes as standard, well, leave be. You can always put duct tape over it if you don't like it or something like that. Welcome lights, those are super nice, by the way. If you don't know what welcome lights are, imagine you come home at night and then you park your car in your garage, but your garage does not have lights with sensors. It's pitch black dark, but when you get out of the car, the headlights stay on, guiding you to your door that leads into your house. And while you're going, the lights are on, you close the door, and then the lights turn off. And per se, you want to go out during the night, same thing. You come back to the garage, you open the door, the lights turn on for you so you can walk to your car, sit in the car, and you don't have to touch the lights or put an effort to do anything of that sort. And that's such an amazing feature, and I'm super happy that that actually comes as standard on the Mulliner package. We can choose to have the car without the Bentley boot lettering, but I just don't want that. We can also have a heated windshield, which I will get. It is super nice when it starts snowing or you go to the city and then leave your car outside parked and then come back to it and then it's all frozen. You can just turn it on and it melts everything. It is really, really nice. And it is a convenience feature that I think most cars should definitely have. And then speaking of convenience features, let's move on to the convenience features. We have a Mulliner presentation key box, comes as standard. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a statement. We also have the fresh air intake and air ionizer. You want the air that you're breathing in the cabin of your car to be relatively healthy. So that's a really nice thing to have as well. A remote control garage door opener would be pretty cool though. Just pressing the button on your headliner to open your garage door. I don't know exactly which button it is. I suppose it will be one of these three. So for instance, you press one, opens your main gate. You press the second one, opens the garage door. But that is really convenient and I do want that on my car. So we are getting it. We also have a valet key. We don't have valets in Latvia, so I don't really care about the valet key. I will get the parking heater though. Winters get cold in Latvia and you want to be able to warm up the car before you get in it. Otherwise, you're going to freeze your butt off and that is not a fun experience. Let's move on to the audio. As you would imagine, in standard, it comes with the standard audio system. They have two other ones. They have a Bang & Olufsen sound system, but the one that I'm looking at is the Name sound system for Bentley. It is a sound system for audio lovers and it is absolutely ridiculous. If we hop in here, you can see that it has 18 speakers, 2 shakers or subwoofers, if you will, a 20-channel amplifier, 8 DSP sound modes, and active bass with 2,200 watts. That is an absolutely ridiculous sound system. I'm putting that in my car 100% and I don't really care for the digital TV tuner, so we will skip that and we will move on to the technology bit, which has the Bentley rotating display. This thing is absolutely insane. Let me show you. So look on the right here. This is what it will look like without the rotating display. Nothing on there, but when you get a rotating display, you get these 3 pretty good looking gauges, with one showing the outside temperature, one being a compass, and the last one being a chronograph. And when you flip it around, you can see it has a touch screen infotainment system, which on here interior, it looks a little dated, sorry to say. It's probably not bad on the actual car. I just don't like how it looks too much on here, but I will get that because that's super cool. And I'll insert a video of the screen flipping as well. But that aside, let's move on to the mats and rugs, which is a very interesting category to have a separate section for. Well, we don't really have a selection here, do we? We're getting the deep pile over mats. And last but not least, we can get a warranty. We'll get the extended car warranty for 24 months because I don't want to be crying if something goes wrong with my brand new Bentley in the first 24 months of me having owned it. And with that little tidbit out of the way, let's move on to the accessories where we have the winter tires. We'll get the winter tires on there. Get ready for what they have in the interior part of these accessories. They have a jeweled torch. You can get a jeweled torch or a flashlight if you will. Do I need it? No. Will I get it? Absolutely not. But that's a cool quirk. It's interesting. You can get a flashlight with your car. Let's check protection. What do we have for protection? We got some child seats. Well, I don't have a child right now, so that's not something I'm concerned with. We have an indoor car cover and an outdoor car cover. In my opinion, an outdoor car cover is an outdoor car cover and an indoor one. An indoor car cover is just an indoor one. And I don't know why they recommend the indoor car cover. It just doesn't make sense to me. I would get an outdoor one, but put it on my car indoors. Just as that little extra protection, but I will get it. I want the outdoor car cover. I don't need a wheel bag. I will get these tire cradles though because I don't want my car to be at risk of getting flat spots while sitting in the garage. I think that's an absolute necessity, as well as all-weather floor mats. I think in Latvia, all-weather floor mats are an absolute necessity because no matter what car you're driving during the winter, the weather is so dreadful and all the salt and everything, no matter how hard you try, it will get into your interior and it will soak into your soft floor lining. It does that even if you have the all-weather floor mats, but these floor mats help to prevent it just that tiny little bit. I'll put them in both front and rear. We've got an all-weather boot mat. I'll get that because sometimes I throw my golf bag in the boot and that might be an issue, especially in rainy days. It tends to cause some carnage. But with that, we still have the touring section where we have a boot net, which I'll not be using because I don't haul that much stuff around in my car. And with that, it looks like we can move on to our summary. And there we go, the purple beast looking absolutely magnificent. And you can see back here in the pictures, it's a compilation of all the things that we have selected on this car, which is absolutely insane. And then when scrolling down, we also have it divided by categories within the color and trim, hand of drive, yada yada. Here are all the specifications that we selected. And as always, we can either download the PDF or click this button, inquire to our dealer, say, hey, this is my code of the car that I spec'd, I want to buy it. How much will this cost me? So a car like this that we spec today would cost you right around 390,000 euros, but it could be even higher than that because I was looking at the American prices, but for some reason, European prices tend to be way higher than they are in America. So you might be looking at a car worth upwards of 400,000 euros, which is so insane. But I mean, rightfully so. Look at it. It is so beautiful and it has every single little thing that you could ever wish for in a car. I absolutely love the car that we spec today, and I just love what Bentley do with cars in general. They are an absolutely insane brand, and in my opinion, there is almost nobody who does it like Bentley. And it looks like with that, today's video of speccing the Bentley Continental GT is over. But stop! If Bentley Latvia would invite me to go down there and review a car or two, I would absolutely love that. I would be over there in a heartbeat. Please, Bentley. My email is always down there below. But also, look at this graph. Look at how many people who watch my channel have not subscribed to my channel. This is unacceptable, especially knowing the fact that I'm trying to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If you enjoy my content, and if you found this video or any other of my videos entertaining, you should go down there, click that like button. Clicking that like button is something that ridiculously helps the channel grow, and it helps to get the content out to a whole lot more people, so that is really, really appreciated. And of course, clicking that subscribe button, but if you feel that I'm not deserving of it, well, so be it. That's fine as well. And with that, thank you for sticking it out to the end of this video. Thank you for being a part of the Latvian Exotics family. Thank you for joining the Latvian Exotics family. Thank you for liking the video and doing all of those things. And I will see you in the next upload.
And I keep a pretty bitch put up. Ride through with a chauffeur, I be chillin' with my foot up. Niggas all cap bullshit, niggas full up. Master P in 98, that little nigga got the hook up. I'ma make it drop a jaws every time a nigga pull up. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Every time you turn around, that nigga, he the top. You would think the baby popcorn the way the nigga pop.